Just letting people get in here. Going to talk about corruption tonight. Going to explain some corruption. We have a good live stream. Going to be covering a lot of good things. Good evening. My name is Jarrin Jackson. I love America. I am the America First patriotic candidate here in State Senate District number 2 for the Oklahoma runoff. The election is August 23rd. This phone right here is this number right here, 918-845-9555. Had a couple unknown calls. That's we'll cover that when they happen. 918-845-9555 gets you to me. This is my website, jacksonoklahoma.com/donate, if you want to help push the message. I take no lobbyist money, no PAC money, no special interest money. I have no swamp money, and the Soros fake news media hates my guts. And just today, people are now starting to employ the communist technique of accusing their political opponents of being Nazis. So we see an escalation in the words, bad things going on. Listen, folks, I understand the ads are going all over the place. What matters is that people vote. You vote. There's going to be a lot of people that get the he said and the she sheds and all the kind of stuff. You read your scriptures. The way that you discern the truth is that can you see consistency over time? I'm a combat veteran, been overseas, been in really bad situations. I'm a Bible-believing Christian. I'm going to talk to people about the gospel of Jesus Christ. I believe that's the only way to go to heaven. It doesn't matter what anyone else believes except for what they do with Jesus Christ. That's my faith. That's what I see coming from the Bible. This campaign is an America First campaign. This is the America First campaign. And also, it has become the grassroots versus the swamp in Oklahoma. Like I already said, the fake news is involved. You've got the dark money PACs involved. You got the lobbyists, the special interests, all sorts of people saying all sorts of different things. And anybody doing any cursory research will be able to figure out that all of my content is public. It's all online. I'm an open book. In fact, I'm the guy telling you this is my cell phone number, and this right here is the phone number, 918-845-9555. I want to talk about corruption. One thing that is corrupt is today the judge in the Mar-a-Lago raid case was ordered to unseal the affidavit for the justification of invading the former president's home. Pull quote from this article says, Judge Reinhardt, the judge that was there, who also was associated with someone who did not kill himself in prison named Jeffrey Epstein, Reinhardt, during the highly anticipated hearing in the West Palm Beach Division of Florida, said that the entire affidavit should not be kept under seal, despite the Justice Department's argument that the release would jeopardize future steps in the investigation and provide a, quote, roadmap for the probe. The Justice Department asked Reinhardt to keep the document under seal to protect the integrity of an ongoing law enforcement investigation that implicates national security. Let me translate that for you. The Democrats don't want to show why they wanted to get Trump. They want to hide why they wanted to get Trump. They don't want the American people to see the fig leaf of justification for injustice and political oppression that they used to invade the president's home. They don't want you to see the stupid excuse, the flimsy, unjust, superficial excuse that they used to invade the president's home, to rifle through his wife's wardrobe, to dishevel everything in his life. Remember, whenever you get any political advertising, if it doesn't talk about where it comes from, paid and authorized by the campaign, then it's coming from dark money. There's a lot of dark money, a lot of special interest money. So there's injustice right there. I want to play a joke. This is for laughs, people. If you can't laugh at what's going on, then you're not really paying attention. God created humor, so we need to be able to laugh. So to cut through the tension, I saw this video. I thought it was funny. Watch this.
I called her to concede the race. This primary election is over.
Liz, you're fired. Get out of here. Get out of here.
I think it's great. President Trump exposed the fake news. Remember, I was talking to someone today. We were talking about how President Trump changed everything. Jesus Christ is our Messiah. He's our Savior. President Trump is the leader. President Trump is the leader of America. He's the president, the greatest president in my lifetime. He exposed the fake news. The illusion, this expectation that picture-perfect, polished, perfectly speaking people are what's normal. You and I are normal. We say things that we later regret. We do things that we're like, man, that was a mistake. No one lives their life to be on showcase. And President Trump was the best example of that. How many times did the fake news run through things that he had said out of context in the past that they now say, well, see, look at this. Look how he says things. Isn't he a horrible person? Listen, folks. You don't have to dig that far to see any of my sins. It's not that hard. I was an infantry officer in Afghanistan. If you want to come to church with me, I'll tell you, any time of the day of the week, I believe in Jesus Christ because I'm a sinner. This illusion of perfection, this deception of what we have to be. These are the politicians that are. They glitz and they glam and they Instagramify and they wear the suits and they're all perfectly polished. They're all perfectly polished and they smile at you and they present themselves as these holier-than-thou people. Meanwhile, the country sucks. Our borders are open. They're perverting kids. Big tech is a gateway to the information that we're allowed to have. People are always trying to come after our guns. China owns 5% of Oklahoma. You have election integrity issues. There's all sorts of things going on. Not even to mention the COVID that I can't say because this platform protected by the government would censor me. There's all sorts of corruption and oppression all over the place. And if you just but speak the truth, there will be people who fingernail through your back to figure out what you've done. It ain't that hard to figure out that people are imperfect. Understand who they are and what their message is, and you'll see consistency over time. In my life, serving overseas, leading soldiers in combat, been through a lot of bad situations, saw a lot of leadership scenarios where I had to have moral dilemmas and kind of push through. You're no different. You've seen bad things in your life. You've done things that you regret. What we understand is that the America First movement is not based on perfect politicians. Now, let me give you some examples. Mike Lindell, patriot, endorsed me in this race. Successful entrepreneur, former drug addict. Bible-believing Christian, turns his business into a conduit not only to help people of his former addiction, the addiction to drugs that he had, but he used that opportunity to build a company, to push forward, to bring the light into the darkness. He doesn't quit. He's the most attacked and canceled businessman in America, and yet he keeps going. That's the spirit of America. That's the fighter mentality. That's the type of leadership we need. That's what is at the heart of the America First movement. Imperfect people pursuing a perfect ideal of peace and prosperity based on what I would argue a biblical perspective. Carrie Lake, the governor, the Republican nominee, the America First nominee for Arizona. She's going to win. She's going to be the best governor. She's also endorsed me in this race. She is the leader of the America First movement in Arizona. They're running as a slate. You may have remembered 2 weeks ago on Tuesday, they wiped the rhinos clean. The Cheney or the McCain legacy in Arizona is gone. Carrie Lake is a big part of that. She was outspent 10-1. She left her job as a media reporter in Phoenix. This woman was part of the fake news. And when the fake news masters and the puppeteers told Carrie Lake what she had to say and how she had to report on America, she said, no, I don't like this. I don't like the fact that I've been controlled about what I have to say. I don't want to be part of your picture-perfect, polished presentation of propaganda anymore. I want to tell the truth. I don't want to be part of your corrupt scheme anymore. And so she got out of being a reporter, and now she's running for governor. By God's grace, she wins. Go help her out at all of her socials, at Carrie Lake. She's endorsed me in this race. You look at other people, J.R. Majewski, fellow combat veteran. He's an Air Force guy. He's an engineer working, just a normal dude. He also has a beard. He also has a glorious beard, by the way. J.R. Majewski runs for Congress. He beats the two swampers, the two people with all the PAC money, the two people with all the swamp money, all the lobbyist money. He loses his dad. This man loses his father while running for Congress. Now you tell me, my dad has stage 4 cancer. This man loses his father in the middle of his congressional bid against the two big-moneyed swampers, and he wins because he runs on the notion of patriotism, America first. He is a champion. He is somebody that has come from obscurity, but because he loves his country and he's willing to tell people the truth and he not back down, the voters rewarded him for that. This is what's happening. This is the momentum. This is the type of energy, the type of passion, conviction, necessary goodness and right action that we have to have for our country. And it's no different here. If you're a voter in Oklahoma State Senate District Number 2, you're not from Podunk, Oklahoma. You're not from Podunk, America. You're on the front lines. You're on the front lines of the Oklahoma swamp and now D.C. swamp. There's D.C. money getting involved. There's a guy that lives right outside of Washington, D.C., who's puppeteering all these things. There's so much money pouring into this seat, and why? This is just a little state Senate race. No, it's not. This is the front lines of America first in Oklahoma, and the swamp knows it. They've circled the wagons. They're pouring in the money. The artillery is pounding all around, and yet people aren't wavering. They see the defamation, they see the lies, they hear the fake news propaganda, they see all the attacks, and they go, we're not going to buy it. We're not going to buy it. You want to know why? Because you're not stupid. You and everybody else, you guys understand what's going on. Everyone understands the corruption that's throughout our politics. Now, if you'll oblige me for a second, for those of you all who aren't from Oklahoma, take a chill pill. For those of you all in Oklahoma, I want to show you a 3-minute clip. You will want to watch this. This is the type of this right now. You want to stop and get your friends. If you're in Oklahoma, if you're a voter, if you're on the line, you don't know where to go. Do I vote for Jarrin? Do I not vote for Jarrin? What's the deal? Go get your friends and remember this part of the presentation right now. I'm about to play a 3-minute clip. This 3-minute clip is very relevant to what's going on in this state Senate race. It lays out the corruption. Don't take my word for it. Take these facts that are published and you can find online with a very easy search. Watch this.
How do you steal a seat for statewide office? With bags of taxpayer dollars and a straw man for a candidate. I'm Janelle Batts, and this is a special episode of Point Blank. The next 180 seconds is going to cover information that parents and taxpayers alike need to know about how Oklahoma tax dollars are actively being used to influence our elections. Last week, Epic Charter School founders Ben Harris, Josh Brock, and David Cheney were indicted on racketeering, fraud, and embezzlement. This came after last year's release of an audit. This revealed a pyramid scheme where they would incentivize people with cash to double enroll students. The more students they had, the more the state paid them. By ensuring the school and management company had board members consisting of family and friends, and placing Brock as the chief financial officer, it allowed them to funnel millions with zero oversight. In 2019, Harris, Cheney, and Brock knew the audit could put their scheme in jeopardy, so they created a shell company called EdTech to hide their payments. Epic would pay EdTech, and EdTech would pay them. Using the money stolen from taxpayers, they would look to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. The first bird would be to mold the legislature, and the second to get rid of the person who exposed it all, State Auditor Cindy Byrd. With tax dollars, they made a max donation to State Senator Paul Racino, who 2 days later would co-author a bill that would cut funding to the auditor's office. The State Chamber of Commerce got a total of $55,000 in payments from tax dollars after filing a friend of the court, defending Epic in a suit. Oklahoma Council of Public Affairs, also known as OCPA, got $100,000 and quickly became a vocal opponent of the audit. Moreover, EdTech paid tens of thousands to campaign advocacy management professionals, also known as CAMP, found Holland's Group, producing negative ads against former State Senator Ron Sharp, a vocal opponent of Epic. With one Bird out of the way, they shifted their target to State Auditor Cindy Bird. Cheney and Harris would pay $1.4 million from embezzled tax dollars to various PACs, including $750,000 to a Prosperity Alliance PAC. In an effort to disguise their efforts, Prosperity Alliance PAC would transfer $500,000 to American Values First PAC. While they are a DC PAC, they are registered out of Tulsa. Another PAC that would pay money into American Values First PAC would be Pioneer PAC, registered to Jeffrey Long, who just happens to be suing Cindy Bird. Jeffrey is listed as Founding Truth PAC, which just happens to be registered to the same address as CAMP. Altogether, through the various PACs, it adds up to over $1 million in attack ads. All of that to say that when prominent Republicans were approached to run against Cindy Bird and refused, Epic founders poured money into a straw candidate, even having one of their friends who held an Epic board position donate the filing fee on the day of filing to Steve McQuillan. One could argue that McQuillan is a serious candidate, but given that out of the 5 total donations he's received, the filing fee being the largest, it should be questioned. Will the truth win the day? This isn't about Epic Charter School. These men have ceased being associated with the school long ago. I'm a mom of 3 children currently enrolled in Epic, and I not only believe in school choice, but my children's education is a product of that.
Wow. Did you guys hear that? Did you hear that? Let me play back for you a very relevant part in this campaign. Right around the 1 minute and 55 second mark. Listen to this. Listen to this again. Listen to this.
A vocal opponent of the audit. Moreover, EdTech paid tens of thousands to campaign advocacy management professionals.
Who do you think is running the campaign that is challenging me right now?
Also known as CAMP.
What was that again? Say that again.
A vocal opponent of the audit. Moreover, EdTech paid tens of thousands to campaign advocacy management professionals, also known as CAMP.
I wonder who has CAMP. I wonder what campaign is being run by this. But that's not it. Remember, we went on and she talked about... Remember she talked about this? Listen to this very part. Listen to this part right here.
Which just happens to be registered at the same address as CAMP.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Say that again?
Into American Values First PAC would be Pioneer PAC, registered to Jeffrey Long, who just happens to be suing Cindy Bird. Jeffrey is listed as Founding Truth PAC, which just happens to be registered at the same address as CAMP.
So, if I'm to understand this right, Oklahomans pay money, they pay their taxes. Oklahomans' tax money goes to Epic charter schools. This used to be the situation. I don't know if this is the way that it is anymore. You pay your taxes. There may have been inflated enrollment. Epic charter schools paid money, washed it through organizations to specific individuals to get involved in politics. Now remember, all of Epic's money comes from taxpayers. So if you pay your taxes in Oklahoma, you're paying this to happen. Now, when this comes, you need to look at this. Paid for and authorized by. All of Jarrin's mail comes from donors. All of my donors are public and well known. You can find all of that on ok.ethics or ok.gov/ethics. You can find all of that online. It's all public information. This was not public information until an audit unveiled it. And when the audit unveiled it, now they try to attack the auditor. My friends, you are seeing ground level swamp tactics. You are seeing the most vicious people in all of Oklahoma throwing in the most muckiest muck, the dirtiest lies, and they're doing it to save their hides. They're doing it to cover up the fact that they're washing taxpayer monies through these entities, not doing what it was designed to do. And whenever anybody dares to bring accountability to it, they smash you. You want to know why this state Senate district is ground zero for the swamp versus America First? Because those people are doing that type of stuff with your money. And that's just one organization. Epic Charter School is just one organization that receives tax money from us. We pay our taxes, it gets routed to all sorts of stuff, and then people get paid. I don't get paid. You don't get paid. The government gets paid, and then it takes our tax dollars and reroutes it to other people who then use that tax money as political advertising and hit jobs against candidates. That's corruption. That ain't American. That ain't what I signed up for. I didn't go overseas to protect a country with a government that is that corrupt. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. Now, whenever I decided to run for state senate, I had no idea this stuff was going on. None. I'm just a guy out here in the middle of nowhere, wanted to defending my kids, don't want to touch other people's guns, running my business, want to worship Jesus Christ, want to do the things I want to do. I want America. I want my border secure. I don't want China to own the soil underneath my feet. I don't want corrupt politicians. I don't want big tech gatekeeping. I don't want big banks manipulating our fiat currency. There's all sorts of stuff that I don't like about what's going on. But then you keep campaigning. And you figure out who these people are. And you follow the money. Always follow the money. My money's public. Average donations like $30 to $40. And they're from all over the place. Patriot donors who love Jesus Christ, love the country, they want America first, they hate corruption, they want to take their country back, they're praying for victory, they're praying that people vote for candidates who are going to put America first, who are going to do what they say, who aren't corrupt, who aren't bought off, who are going to do what it is they say they're going to do. And so the support from me is robust because my message is pure. This message is true. This message is not corrupted. I am an imperfect person pushing the right message. And I'm getting punished. Or I'm getting, I should say, they're pouring the money in to try to muck me up. And it's like, listen, folks, I've been there. I've lost the people. I've done the things. Like I've been overseas. We need to fight for our country. You need to vote. You need to tell people to vote. You need to understand that this video right here, the one that I played, it lays the corruption out. And those three guys, Eddie, Cheney, and Brock, they're being indicted for a myriad of things like embezzlement and racketeering and corruption and fraud and evasion. These people are not the upstanding folks that treat and steward tax dollars the way that we Oklahomans would want them to be treated and stewarded. And whenever you bring this out to light, it exposes those who are benefiting from the dark. Whenever you bring truth to the dark's going to hit back. It lashes back, not with truth, not with substance, not with an idea that explains things. No, it goes straight at you. It calls you a Nazi. It defames you. It rips your history apart because that's all it's got. Jesus taught in John 10:10, the thief comes to steal, kill, and destroy, but I have come that they might have life and have life more abundantly. It's Satan who's the accuser. Laying out corruption is that's just the necessary work of patriots. That's what you got to do if you love your country. If you love your country, you can't associate with people that are corrupting the system. People fight they fight and die for this country. You work and you earn money, and your money goes to pay taxes because you're an honorable person. You want to live your life. You want America to be great, and you're doing what you have to do. And then people in office behind your back are corrupting it for their own personal gain. I hate that. I don't like that. I'm not in this race because I knew that, but once I figured that out, ooh, yeah, we're going to push that because people need to know that the corruption exists. 918-845-9555, that's this phone right here. This phone is this number. You call it, we'll talk about whatever. 918-845-9555 if you want to talk corruption, whether it's the corruption at Donald Trump, they're invading his home at Mar-a-Lago. If it's the corruption of Liz Cheney using all that Halliburton money and all that stuff to not represent the people of Wyoming, and then getting beat, and now she's going to run for president. That's going to be funny. Maybe that's a new stand-up. It's listen, hey, I just got a request. I just got a request to play the video again. So we'll take the calls, but I'm going to play this video again. I'm going to play the relevant parts, I should say. Hold on.
How do you steal a seat?
Hold on. Let's play the relevant parts. The relevant parts to this video start at 1 minute and 45 seconds, right there. Watch this.
Public Affairs, also known as OCPA, got $100,000 and quickly became a vocal opponent of the audit. Moreover, EdTech paid tens of thousands to campaign advocacy management professionals, also known as CAMP, found Holland's Group, producing negative ads against former state senator Ron Sharp.
I muted my mic. Ron Sharp is no longer in office. Ron Sharp was the Patriot senator who wanted to bring accountability to this corruption. And whenever he was bringing accountability to this corruption, he was attacked by money from taxpayers via one very specific entity. I'm not going to say what that is, but maybe just listen again.
A vocal opponent of the audit. Moreover, EdTech paid tens of thousands to campaign advocacy management professionals, also known as CAMP, found Holland's Group, producing negative ads against former state senator Ron Sharp, a vocal opponent of EPIC. With one bird out of the way, they shifted their target to state auditor Cindy Byrd.
So Ron Sharp didn't like the EPIC accounting of funds. He wanted to audit it. The people at EPIC didn't want the audit. The people at EPIC paid a specific person, and that specific person ran ads to get Ron Sharp out of office. Ron Sharp, who wanted to audit and make sure the stewardship of taxpayer monies was good, is no longer in office, my friends. He was beat. He was attacked by taxpayer money. Now, that's not it, because go on. Remember, she's laying out all the packs. She's laying all she's laying out this incestuous relationship with all of these packs and all this stuff. Listen to this.
To a Prosperity Alliance PAC. In an effort to disguise their efforts, Prosperity Alliance PAC would transfer $500,000 to American Values First PAC. While they are a DC PAC, they are registered out of Tulsa. Another PAC that would pay money into American Values First PAC would be Pioneer PAC, registered to Jeffrey Long, who just happens to be suing Cindy Byrd. Jeffrey is listed as Founding Truth PAC, which just happens to be registered to the same address as CAMP.
My friends, if you're a voter in this area, you need to tell everybody. I'm going to post this video to my Facebook page so you can have it in full, share it, spread it everywhere. There is deep pockets, swamp, corruption. The deep state is heavily involved in this because it's a cash cow. That one operation, just that one operation, was over $1 million. I've never seen $1 million in my life. These guys see it all the time, ostensibly. So, if you want, if you want the truth, several people say my mic is off. Yeah, I forget sometimes. All right, so let's take some calls. I got 918-845-9555. What do you guys think? If you're in district, if you're a voter, what do you think about this? 918-845-9555. If you are in district, if you're a voter, you just found out that your tax dollars are getting washed through a system and coming right back at you in the form of political advertising. Do you like that? Is that something that's good? Is that something that should continue to happen? If you had the opportunity to vote for a candidate, would you vote for a candidate who hired that person? If the person who was responsible for receiving washed taxpayer dollars, turning around and then doing political advertising with those washed taxpayer dollars, would you want someone to run for office if they were being consulted or led, puppeted by that person? I guess people will. I guess people will make that decision. 918-845-9555. 918-845-9555. I have a lot of people saying this makes me mad. Bro, I am so mad. Expletive. Watching this. Dude, where did you see this? I've never seen this before. Wow, is this true? I mean, it's public knowledge. It's just people just don't know. See, that's just it. These folks, they hide their tracks. They're banking on the fact that people like you won't do this research. That's what they're doing this in broad daylight. They just don't think that you'll pay attention to it because you're living your lives, because Biden inflation, supply chains, all sorts of other oppressive things are happening because of bad government, because of your glitzed and your glossied politicians who don't say the truth, who are bought off, all make these things happen. And so while you live your life, try to provide for your family, try to work really hard, fighting, competing against illegal immigrant labor with unsecured borders and all these other things, this stuff's what's going on. You had no idea. And that's frustrating. That's frustrating. Hey, while we're talking about this, we have 918-845-9555. Right now, this same swamp, the exact same people that we're talking about here, they're getting involved in my race. So my goal was 15,000. We've raised 7,000 today. Every single time I meet the goal, the swamp adds more of your taxpayer money. I am fighting your taxpayer money. I don't like fighting your taxpayer money, but while the swamp is still in charge, while the swamp is still not drained, I have to fight the swamp money. If you could, please donate at jacksonoklahoma.com/donate, jacksonoklahoma.com/donate. I've raised 7 of the necessary 15. I need 8. And again, I'm not trying to move the goalposts. Every single time we meet an objective and the people respond because the people want this message, they want their country, they even know that a small state Senate district is going to have ripple effects across the country. They know it. They know it, which is why they give. They know it, which is why they donate, because one American is the same as another American. We know that we need the America First agenda. We know that we have to drain the swamp. And every single time this faithful, dutiful, patriotic, God-fearing audience meets the objective, the swamp pours in more money. They can just take your money after money because they can tax you, folks. That's the whole point. That's why this corruption is so corrupt. They can take your tax dollars. And because they are defending themselves, they're going to continue to do it. All right, so jacksonoklahoma.com/donate, jacksonoklahoma.com/donate. We're getting a lot of text messages about how mad people are. Okay, I get that. Anyway, I will post this video in full on my Facebook page. I appreciate you watching. Remember, go vote August 23rd. Go tell other people. Go get other people to vote. Have them set a reminder. Tell their friends. This is an America First election against the swamp. My name is Jarrin Jackson. I do not take swamp money. I do not take PAC money, lobbyist money, special interest money. The Soros fake news hates my guts. We want to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ into the public domain, not to compel people to believe, but to make sure that they have a gospel presentation. Swamp's deep, folks. Swamp is so very deep. You can continue to reach me at this number, 918-845-9555. God bless you. Lord willing, we will be back tomorrow. August 19. The election is August 23rd. Please go vote. If this has inspired you, go get more people and have them vote too. We need people to come out. The America First agenda is on the ballot against the swamp. Do not lose. Don't lose it against these swampers, against these corrupt people that would dangle seeming perfection to hide the despair, the depravity, and the deprivation of our liberties behind our back. Anyway, appreciate your time. God bless you. Have a good night.